Skeet Ulrich has dropped a huge bomb about Scream 7 and the original plans for this trilogy. And whew, I can't believe it. This is what he said about Scream 7, that we were going to get Sam as the. What's up, guys? We're going to be talking about an article from Screen Rant, and I can't believe it, but yet there's a part of me that can. It's an interview that Skeet Ulrich had, and he was talking about what he thought was the plan for Scream 7 based upon what was said to him. And again, this is the type of thing where you're getting insight to behind the scenes of filmmaking with the actors, with the producers, and everyone involved in the filmmaking process. And it makes me think, wow, what could have been? What could have been? But real quick before I get to that, don't forget the like button. It helps to support the channel. I'd appreciate it. And join the Night Watch Zone, be a part of this fantastic community. So in the article from Screen Rant, it says that Scream's Sam storyline was pitched as a 3-movie arc, according to Skeet Ulrich. And this is really interesting because ultimately what's going on is giving us an idea of where we were going to end up in Scream 7. And we've talked about this countless times, theories, ideas, hopes, dreams, and all of that leading up to Scream 7, which of course now is totally obliterated in so many ways, but we'll get to that in a second. But this article really gives some insight into what they were thinking of doing, and maybe, just maybe, gives us hope for what might actually happen once they get this thing together and get this movie made. In the article, it says Skeet Ulrich reveals more details about Sam's planned 3-movie arc and what might have been to come in Scream 7. In an exclusive interview with Screen Rant, Ulrich reveals that Sam's character arc was originally pitched to him as one that would take place across 3 movies. The in development Scream 7 may have more fully explored Sam's connection to Billy and whether her heritage gives her a desire to kill, according to the actor. Now, I'm just saying, guys, this is one thing that I've talked about so much. And with Scream 6, especially, I was looking for a lot more of this dark side of Sam. You know, we have the situation where you have the killers and you go into the museum, and it's kind of like you're getting all of these back calls to the other killers, and especially Billy. And you do have that scene where she sees Billy in the reflection and she's still fighting that desire and so forth. But I was thinking that it was going to go a lot deeper into it and show her struggling more. I mean, she did go see the psych doctor for it and everything, but they really kind of sidestepped it more than what I would have thought they should have. In 5, she definitely was dealing with those demons quite a bit. And for 6, it seemed like they kind of stepped away from that. Now, maybe the reason for that is because in 7, they were going to come out full guns blazing. Maybe she actually would have killed someone, maybe by accident or whatever. I've talked about this in previous live streams. My thought, or a theory, maybe you could just call it a fan wish, is that Sam would have actually killed a ghost face killer. There would have been multiple killers, and she would have killed a ghost face killer in self-defense and actually goes to kill the other killers. Like, it would have been this whole thing where she's actually hunting them as well as being hunted. And I think that would have been so cool to have a final girl in this type of situation, and it would make her even more different than she already is from Sidney Prescott. And you'd get a chance to basically pay off all these threads that have been there from Scream 5 and Scream 6. You have her dealing with the demons. You have also this idea of more than one Ghostface killer, which we saw in 6. We had more Ghostface killers than ever before, but we also saw that there was a cult, a Ghostface cult, which we had been, and when I say we, I'm talking about myself and some of the folks in the community during the live streams. We've talked about this, but we were wanting a cult of Ghostface killers, like multiple killers. I'm talking, 3, 4, 5, and we saw glimpses of that in 6. We actually had 2 sets of Ghostface killers, which was awesome. They didn't lean into that too much, but possibly they could have done that in 7. But to get back to Sam's character and where that was going, Skeet was asked whether Sam's killer instinct would have played a role in the next movie, and this is what he said, quote, exactly that.
I was hoping for exactly that, and that's sort of the idea that was pitched to me a couple years ago, that it was a 3-movie arc with that in mind.
I was hoping for exactly that, and that's sort of the idea that was pitched to me a couple years ago, that it was a 3-movie arc with that in mind. Now, I never saw any of the drafts of 7 or anything that, and I don't know. I mean, it's possible that it didn't include any of that as well. But yeah, that was my hope, is if it was going to mean anything, that it directly impacted the plot, end quote. Now, again, guys, what does all of that mean? Well, it means that, at least from Skeet's point of view, that's what was pitched. And that's kind of where they were headed into Scream 7. Now, he did not see Scream 7's draft or anything like that, so I want to make sure that we put this out there so you guys are totally on board.
Now listen! Now listen! Now listen!
We're not saying that that's what they were going to do, but that was something that he was thinking was going to be done based upon conversations that he had had years earlier. So just want to put that out there. But again, I think it makes sense that she would have, in some way, shape, or form, be dealing with these demons on a much higher level than she had been in 6, for sure. You know, at the end of 6, she went ballistic on the Baileys. She went absolutely ballistic. It was awesome. And I do think that Melissa had a great performance in that movie. And then at the end of the film, dropping the mask, seemingly saying, okay, I'm free of the dark side and so forth, but maybe not. Just putting it down so she can walk away with her sister. She's very protective of her sister, her and Tara, with this close bond that they have. So I totally think it would have been cool, because a lot of people did think the end of 6 was basically saying she's done, she's free, cured, whatever, however you want to word it. And then if they had come back in 7 and said, nope, no, she's not. She's, you know, maybe even in further trouble with these demons inside of her. I think that would have been so cool for a story, and seeing her actually doing something about the Ghostface killers rather than just being a victim. That would have been really cool. I'm not saying I want her to come in there and murder a bunch of people. I don't want to see that. I think her character still has to be, you know, a good character, but something where she was in a situation where maybe she had to defend herself and make a killing, and then hunting other Ghostface killers or what have you. I think all of that would have been awesome. But now, because of everything with the controversy and Melissa obviously exiting the film, who knows what they're going to come up with now. We don't even know anything about Jenna. It doesn't look like she's going to be a part of it. We don't know what's going on with the twins. You would think that they won't be a part of it if we don't have Sam and Tara. And I definitely don't want Sam and Tara to be recasted. I wouldn't want to see that either. So it looks as though they're trying to make this thing work with Nev, bringing her in, bringing in Patrick Dempsey. And by all accounts, I think that this should wrap up Sydney's story, if that's the way that they're going to go. Somehow she's brought back into a situation where she has to deal with Ghostface killers. I want to see more than one, and that would be cool. Anyways, and then we go from there. You've still got Gail, you've got possibly Kirby that you could bring back, and of course, you guys know who would be really cool if they bring back as a Ghostface killer mastermind. That being said, everything's up in the air. Everybody's wanting to know what's going to happen. There's tons of theories. I'm going to be doing more theories and talking about it. But for you guys, what do you think about this concept? Because to me, it at least shows that the filmmakers involved did have an overarching idea about where Sam was going to go. And I think it's a really interesting one. It is very different than Sydney's story. And if they had finished this idea in 7, it really would have made her stand out a lot from Sydney. So what do you guys think about this news that we've gotten from Skeet? Do you like it? Do you wish that they could have done it? Where do you think they're going to go now, knowing kind of their mindset and how they were setting up things for Sam? Maybe this will still give us a lot of hope for whatever they can put together for 7, that they're trying to think a little bit out of the box and bring us a really awesome Scream movie. Anyways, comment down below, let me know what you think. And by the way, if you're not subscribed to the Night Watch Zone, this is the time to do it. Join us in this fantastic community where you'll never love and talk about movies the same. Check out some more of my Scream related content and other horror themed content right here in the playlist, and YouTube will definitely recommend another one that you can check out. So I'll catch you guys later. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace.